I am so happy.
Really? A getaway? That did it?
Oh, well, that's very nice too. But I have a new, well, new to me, vacuum cleaner.
And that's more exciting than our getaway
Not really.
was? No?
But it is exciting. It is
Wow,
exciting.
really?
Well, you know, it's hard sometimes to get the floor really clean and the house looking really nice. And my dear, sweet friend who moved out recently to live with her daughter has gifted me with her vacuum cleaner, which is a really good one.
Wow. I noticed how fulfilled you seemed.
Well, there's something
Using
about
it.
having a good vacuum cleaner that's important. I can't explain it, you know. I've had many vacuum cleaners in my life, but this is one of the very best. It's just I think it's just about as good as my old Electrolux that I had so many years ago.
Well, now I thank you for telling me this. Boy, if that's what it takes to make you happy, now I know what to put under the tree at Christmas time.
You're kidding me, of course.
No, well,
You wouldn't dream of giving me anything so very practical, would you?
well, you're a very practical woman.
Well, it's true. I am practical, but
And I don't know. I would think that if you have one vacuum cleaner, I mean, the one we have it's
one
lovely.
we have is wonderful.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
It's like a Sherman tank going across the rug. you
Hey,
know,
it
bam.
really picks up the stuff,
Yeah,
you know?
I know. But wouldn't you like
And even better
a
than that,
team?
it's got a little hose on it.
Great.
A little extra hose, and you can unhook the little hose, and you can go all around where you can't get at the vacuum cleaner, and get all the little goo-goos and stuff that's stuck to the legs of things, and you can dust around the bottoms of the chairs, things like that. Those things are important.
I'm sure, yes.
You know, it
yes.
builds up, and you help me with the dusting, but you don't see or pay attention to the dustings that happen very low because you don't see them. You're so tall.
You know, I think I've never heard you so enthusiastic about anything. We walk through a shop and I see all of these kitchen things and you just pass them by.
Well, I have nice kitchen
irrelevant to you, but I think what I'm going to do is help you build a vacuum cleaner collection.
Oh no, I don't need a collection.
And what I'll do is I'll take my art off the wall and we'll mount the vacuum cleaners and have all different
dear.
sizes and styles.
Oh dear, not really.
And yeah,
Not really,
I
no,
think
no,
this
no,
is
no.
a brainstorm.
Now listen, I know that men mount their mousses and things on the walls, but vacuum cleaners, no. People don't mount vacuum cleaners on walls. I know they don't.
Well, we were in Virginia and this guy had a hubcap collection.
And I thought it was very ugly.
Some men mount their rifles or their spears or their knives or their swords. If you had a vacuum cleaner collection, I want to tell you, you'd be in the newspapers.
A vacuum cleaner collection?
Yes,
oh,
you'd be
please.
really, it would be amazing.
No.
You'd be on the cover of People magazine.
No. No.
I think so. I really do. And I want you to appreciate the beauty of a Hoover. Or
I
an
don't have a
Electrolux.
Hoover.
I know you don't. Exactly. Or a Eureka.
Oh,
or an
no.
Auric.
Oh dear.
And you'd be able to speak. You could even have your own show on vacuuming. You could talk to young newlyweds about the fiber in their rugs and what kind of a vacuum would best serve the fiber. I'm doing you a big favor. This is you'll get fame this way. Oprah would call you. She might not have you on the show, but she'd say, Tasha, I've got this terrible stain on a rug in my dressing room, and what kind of a vacuum do you think I should get?
Oh, please. I know that you're making fun of me.
I'm not making fun
Yes,
of you.
you are
no,
making fun
no,
of me.
No, I
Next
would
thing
never
you'll
do that.
say that you're going to start a vacuum cleaner museum.
Well, you could.
No.
You could. Oh,
No,
yes.
no,
Oh,
no.
you could. I think that's brilliant.
Mm.
That's absolutely brilliant. And you know the money we could save on taxes and the write-offs if we opened a museum? MFA write off an awful lot, and they don't even pay taxes on all that property, and we could have like a little Quonset hut outside, and it could be open 2 days a week or something, and it could be the GVM, the Grafton vacuum machine. Where are you going tonight? I'm going over to the GVM with my wife. She loves to hold the old Hoovers. This is big. This could be big. I really want you to know that. And you would be heralding this magnificent new direction.
Of collection?
Of collections, yes. And not only would we have the vacuums all on the wall looking really wonderful, you know, and you go to the wall and you say, well, I'm going to use my Auric today, and you take it down and plug it in.
Oh.
But in the museum...
Wouldn't you rather have art on the wall?
Well, I don't know. It's kind of functional. I mean, Duchamp kind of liberated things like vacuum cleaners, and if we hung them upside down with maybe a sash cord or something, it would be art. See, it would. It would be art, and very avant-garde, you know, very, very, very avant-garde.
Oh dear.
But not only could we do that, but we could have a little side wall of dustpans. People love dustpans. I want to tell you, they've evolved over the years. They have plastic ones now with movie stars on them. You can get the Bogey Casablanca dustpan, you know. Da 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 da. Dee 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 dee.
It plays music?
You would hum. Da 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 dee. I only think of this, really. And you'd have and the little brooms, the little dust things. We are onto something. We are really.
So we're not just going to have a vacuum and machine museum. We're going to have one that we have other things like old brooms and dustpans and mops.
Dustpans, no. I'd say vacuum bags. And what we could do is we could have a celebrity vacuum bag collection. And they'd be sealed, but you'd know that that's President Obama's vacuum bag. That's Mrs. Bush's vacuum bag. And you know, maybe they'd autograph them.
They would be rare.
They'd be rare, yes.
They'd be rare.
Rare trash, and they'd autograph
rare
them.
Trash.
Yeah.
Rare
and,
trash.
I mean, this, Tasha.
A museum of rare trash?
We have got to get some grant applications.
Grant applications.
Because yes, for this, because.
Oh. You mean someone else should pay for it?
Well, no, I'm willing to front the first couple of bucks, and after that, I just think it would really be wonderful to have them endorsed by movie stars. The Harrison Ford vacuum, da da da, dee dee dee, you know, and you see Indiana Jones holding a vacuum cleaner. What could be better when he goes into a tomb?
As long as he doesn't vacuum up any ghosts,
yes,
huh?
well, you're finding
It'd be
this.
pretty awful if he brought it out and suddenly the
serious.
ghost began emitting from the vacuum.
True. I'm serious about this, and I mentioned it to Chris earlier. He said the station is 100% behind us. They'll do remotes, and
from the museum.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a clock museum. Why couldn't we have a vacuum cleaner museum? We have a state police museum where they're hanging old handcuffs on the wall.
With a special section for celebrity trash, right?
Yes, with a special section for, but in the bag from the vacuum cleaner. So it's not just, I mean, for instance, if we had, if we had a
White
bag,
House dust?
well, that would be good too, but I was thinking.
Well, it's in the vacuum cleaner bag,
if
right?
we had the last bag of, from Marilyn Monroe, do you know what that would be worth?
How about Elvis?
Elvis, yes, from Graceland.
Graceland dust.
Graceland dust and trash and whatever goes in.
Well,
lint,
you know, the interesting
lint's
thing about...
big. They're finding scientific healing applications with lint. It's very important. And you remember the old belly
Well,
button
well, you
lint
know-
that the little kids would have when they'd come out of the shower? That stuff's big. Rare.
Well, I read that something like 90% of the dust in a house is actually skin
Yes.
that's flaked off. Okay.
Human flake.
So if you had Elvis's vacuum bag, you probably would have bits of Elvis in it.
Yeah, there'd be some DNA. Could always prove
And then
it
there'd
with
be
a
Marilyn
DNA
Monroe's
test.
dust and
Yeah, Marilyn's lint and dust and cosmetic wrappers. And this is big. This is so big. Folks, I want to invite you to get into this with us because I know out there that there are women in Grafton who are cheering Tasha on right now. And I'd like to start a crusade right here in town that we could honor the vacuum. It has been around for so long, and so much of what I remember from my youth is fading away, like paper and newspapers,
books.
books,
Oh.
you know, bookstores. But here's something that's consistent, and now I know what we can do.
What?
Maybe for your birthday. You're not supposed to laugh. I'm dead serious.
Oh, but yeah, yeah, all right.
Maybe for your birthday, I could buy you one of those remote handheld jobbies that Hammaker Schlammer are selling, the robot vacuum. And all you do is hold the little GPS thing, and it will go back and forth, up and down,
I think it goes
sideways,
by
up a
itself.
wall. Yeah, it does.
But I think sometimes it gets into a corner and then it just sits there and goes.
well, that's why you have the remote. They're improved now, and some of them play music. You could listen to a tune or something while it's playing. Whistle while you work, da 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 da. You know, revival. Be wonderful. You don't seem enthused.
The idea of a vacuum for my birthday doesn't thrill me. I would much rather have something more romantic.
How about a vacuum inlaid with mother of pearl?
Huh?
So you'd hold the vacuum, and it has wonderful jeweled inlays along the handle. Would that be more romantic?
A jeweled inlaid vacuum cleaner?
Yes. Yes.
Well, that would belong in a museum.
Exactly.
But it wouldn't be much use for vacuuming a floor, because it wouldn't be very comfortable, for one thing. The handle would be lumpy. I don't want to have a vacuum with a lumpy handle.
Well, you could spray it with something and get a grip, you know.
Lumpy,
Lumpy.
lumpy, not slippery, lumpy.
Well, if it had sort of semi-precious stones backed in. But anyway, I've got to call people and really start getting going on this. I think we need a committee. You can't do anything in this world without a committee.
This is true.
And then we need a board to oversee the committee.
Yes, you do.
And then who oversees the board?
This is going to keep you busy, I'll tell you.
This is big.
Yeah, it'll keep you busy. That'll be a good thing.
It's really big.
While you're busy with all of that, I'll be doing the vacuuming.
Well, you could do the vacuuming or, you know, any other
But you have to do the dusting, because I break things.
I don't
I'm not
care
careful.
anymore.
I'm not careful.
I don't care if
enough.
things break.
I get impatient with dusting, whereas you're quite good at dusting. You know, you're gentle and you're good at, you know, like you like to handle little bits of things like postcards and stamps
That's
and
why, if you notice, the bric-a-brac that I've kept have all been like the hand-carved Watusi gods. So if it falls down, it won't break, but you might anger a 3,000-year-old god.
Oh dear, no, we don't do that. No.
And if you anger a 3,000-year-old god, well, there might be a big fire or something in the sky.
Oh dear, no.
So you can't drop these things, but I think they're wonderful myself. And I've got a new lease on life. And if you'd like to get on the committee, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who haven't invited us to lunch yet, let alone dinner, those of you who look at us and frown because
Why would they frown?
oh, because we're a little
We're
too
supposed to be,
avant-garde.
no. We're supposed to be making people laugh, not
Well,
frown.
that's the idea.
Why would people want to frown at us? That's not a good idea.
Well, why haven't we gotten a recent dinner invitation? We used to.
We did? When?
Back when we were courting, I think. But I think this is big. This is good for Grafton, you know? Grafton needs stuff.
Stuff?
Well, museums.
You mean it needs tourist attractions?
Tourist attractions,
All right,
yes.
so we're working on a tourist attraction for Grafton
Yes,
here.
and people would come to the Vacuum Cleaner Museum. We could sell bags and accessories.
Well, yeah, I was thinking about that. In the gift shop, you could
Yeah,
sell
we'd have
bags and accessories.
and cleaning
yeah.
fluids, you know.
Cleaning fluids? No. Vacuums don't use cleaning fluids.
Oh, you sprinkle stuff
No,
on the floor.
well, oh, I know what you. Well, that's not fluids. That's more of a powder. But yeah,
Right.
I suppose you could do that. That's taking it. That's a little bit far fetched, but you know, it's all right.
I don't see anything far-fetched. And people remember when the Fuller Brush Man with that wonderful movie with Red Skelton, and he'd go into your home.
That's a great favorite of mine.
And he'd throw dust on the floor and dirt and completely grime up a rug.
Yep.
And then he'd vacuum
That wasn't the
it.
Fuller Brush Man, dear.
It wasn't.
No, that was the Electrolux Man.
The Electrolux
Yes,
Man
I
did that.
remember. I actually remember the day he came to the house.
And he threw dirt on your floor?
Well, he was going to.
He was
I
going.
wouldn't let him.
Well, that's good. I'm glad of that.
Hoover? Maybe it was the
Hoover.
Hoover Man. I did buy an Electrolux, and my former husband, my first husband, was furious with me for spending so much money. He really was, and it took me a long time to pay it off because I paid it off a little at a time.
Well, did you explain that the children would
But
be
I
healthier?
explained how important it was to have it vacuum,
to have
you know,
a vacuum
clean.
cleaner,
And,
yes.
and eventually he was all right with it, but he felt it was a ridiculous amount of money to spend on a vacuum, and it probably was.
It's less expensive
But-
than a cleaning service,
But then that was then,
you know.
and it's long gone. Poor old thing.
Maybe
It
you could
really
find
worked
it.
well, though. The wheels would come off. That was one of the problems with it. The original ones didn't have wheels. They just had like a sled kind of thing. I bet the one your mother had like a little sled
She loved
effect.
her vacuum cleaner. I think she was
Electrolux
fonder
was the
of,
name in vacuums.
I think she
a
was
long time.
fonder of her vacuum cleaner than even she was of my father.
Oh dear. Oh no.
Because she would talk
Terrible
to it, and
thought.
she hardly ever talked to him.
Oh
He
dear.
was away during the day, of course, and she had her vacuum cleaner, and she'd be walking around. She vacuumed every day that I
She
can
did?
remember, yes.
Oh dear.
No, it was her passion.
Oh
You
my.
know, some women paint, and some women make china and do this. My mother vacuumed, and she was so good at it. The house looked new.
Well, I remember someone telling me that if it weren't for dust, his mother would have had nothing to do. I thought that was rather sad.
Well, that's true of my mother, and how about you folks out there? Let's get
My
in
mother-
on this with us.
My mother
How do you
hated
stand on
cleaning.
dust? Do you stand on it, or do you sweep it under the rug and put the rug over the
Or do
dust?
you vacuum it?
Or do you vacuum it?
Yes.
Yes.
But
Well, I'm
I
glad-
really like the idea of the celebrity bags. The celebrity, that would be an interesting, very interesting, even a black market item. You know, I mean, for instance, White House dust. You know, from
Yeah.
Obama,
Yes.
from the, and it would have to be. You'd have to maybe you'd have to analyze it to make sure
Certified.
it was. How could you?
Waterproof.
Yeah. That's so interesting.
Yes, and to actually have a big bag of Elvis.
Well, he
You
was
know.
a big guy. Maybe, you know, he shed a lot.
And it's just,
hair and skin.
but just think, someone would come up to us at a party,
yeah.
and she would say, "You trolls gave me for Christmas," and she'd show this rock that could actually slit a windshield wiper in half. It would be that powerful a ring. And she'd say, "And what did Stephen give to you?" And you'd look at her and say, "Well, it was very difficult for him to find, but he gave me Audrey Hepburn's old vacuum cleaner." And the envy on that woman, hearing that you have Audrey Hepburn, or Catherine, or, you know, Katie Hepburn, or Greta Garbo. Now, if you had Garbo's old vacuum, no one knows who these people are anymore. Madonna.
We do.
We do.
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga's
You better
vacuum
go to
cleaner.
Lady
yes.
Gaga, yes.
Yes, Chris is laughing. He'd like to clutch Lady Gaga's vacuum cleaner. And
Not the vacuum cleaner, darling. The bag.
Lady Gaga
the
herself,
bag
maybe,
from the,
you know.
the
He'd
bag
like to
from
run
the
her
vacuum-
around the studio, taking care of the floor.
The bag from the vacuum cleaner.
bag,
That's
yes.
what's important.
Sealed.
Let them keep their vacuum cleaners, dear.
Authentically sealed and signed.
Signed?
Signed, autographed.
Oh, autographed.
Hey, if
Autographed. Yes,
you-
that would make it even more special.
If you had JFK's old vacuum cleaner and bag from Hyannisport signed by JFK and Jackie,
And Jackie. You have
share
to have
our
both.
dust,
Yeah.
you know,
Share our dust.
that would be that would be
Share
historic.
our dust.
Yes. Or
Share your dust.
yeah, or Jimmy Carter. Jimmy
You could
Carter
even make a
get
special
into this.
collection.
Yeah. Really. And we'd have a big opening dedication of the museum. You know, and celebrities would come and bring their litter, and it would be really good. Boy, only in America would something like this
I
really
agree
work.
with you. I
You
mean, when
know.
somebody will pay hundreds of dollars for a piece of cheese that looks like the face of Jesus or whatever.
Well,
you
that's
know.
sacred now. We can't go there. Those are very holy people who live in Minnesota someplace, and they saw the cheese, and they looked into the eyes of the Savior, and they were touched.
Uh-huh. I think they were touched in the head.
Touched.
That's what my mother used to call people who were a little bit strange. She'd say they
Touched.
were touched.
Oh, no, my mother would feel touched,
Or pronounced, sometimes it was pronounced
especially
touched.
in elevators with a lot of strangers. You know, but anyway, here we are, and we
Oh,
hope you're
dear.
happy.
And we hope everyone is happy, and we hope everyone has a good vacuum cleaner, because you really can't make it in life unless you
And
have
you know, for a few
something that's going to get rid of the dirt.
If you have questions about this, call my wife. She's really an expert. I was amazed watching her with her new Sherman tank. It looked like a Sherman tank, you know. But
Well, it didn't look like a Sherman tank. No. You're maligning my new vacuum cleaner.
I'm
You're
praising.
maligning my new vacuum. It does not look like a Sherman tank.
no, I'm
It looked like a
praising
nice, kindly vacuum cleaner with a very powerful motor that makes loud noises, and it's okay with me because I know that it's doing its job.
Now, if we really had the do-re-mi and we went on an archaeological dig in Italy,
In Italy?
maybe we could find Julius Caesar's stuff.
They don't have vacuum cleaners then.
Oh, but they had anything they have, we have. I mean, they had corruption, and we have corruption, and they had insanity in the government. We have that.
Yes. Let's not talk politics.
I wouldn't think of it.
Thank you. That's a dead
I
end.
don't talk politics anymore. I don't talk religion. I don't talk politics.
Religion is okay.
I
Politics
avoid the
are no.
weather. We go
Stay
to,
away from it.
We go to a party, and I stand in a corner and go when someone says, "How about Obama in 12?" I go, "Romney in 12." It's easier that way. It's just easier all the way around. They say Sarah Palin in 12, I might drool a little bit, but
Michelle Bachmann.
oh, I've got a crush on her. She reminds me of
Everybody talks about her hair a lot.
she reminds me of a prom date.
Can you
that I
imagine
had.
that, having a president in the White House, that people would talk about your hair all the time?
Did I ever tell
Oh,
you
my
that
goodness.
story? We have about 4 minutes. It's really fast.
I hope it's a fast story.
Envision Michelle Bachmann, okay?
Yes.
This girl looked just like her
Uh-huh.
from Providence. And I picked her up to take her to a dance.
Yeah.
And she'd probably spent the last 72 hours on this big hair kind of thing that she got into my car. I had a little MG, and the top was down,
Uh-huh.
and it started to rain.
Uh-oh.
Just lightly, light misting rain. And she's going, "Oh, my hair." And I said, "Oh, you look lovely." Anyway, we got there, we got out, I pulled the top up, and we went in, and I looked at her, and she looked Watusi. That's the only way I could put it.
What does that mean?
Well, she had sort of had that bush tribal.
You mean her hair got very frizzy?
Yes.
Oh dear.
She spent over half an hour in the ladies' room.
Uh-huh.
It was no fun.
And
I
she
wanted
probably
to
never
dance.
spoke to you again.
She was a little hostile when she
Yeah,
came
hostile.
back. But
I can believe it.
But
She would have been a little, more than a little hostile.
she had no interest in anything after the dance except going home as quickly as I could get her there.
But she didn't have...
A vacuum cleaner. Her mother didn't really have one. Anyway,
No.
folks, I hope you've enjoyed today.
We've had fun.
I hope we've inspired
I
you
really
to...
do have a nice new vacuum cleaner that I really like. It's not new to me, but it's a great vacuum. So I just want to say a nice
I
little
think it's a
plug to my
Euripides
kindly
or
friend who
something.
gave me this
Yeah.
vacuum cleaner. From
It's-
the goodness of her heart, because she didn't need it anymore, and that was all right.
You get to a point in life where you don't need a vacuum cleaner anymore. And boy, is that liberating.
Well, the day might come,
The day might come.
but it hasn't yet. So I'm very, very happy to have, especially with this nice little hosey thing that I can go around and do all that good dusting with.
Eventually, computers will take care of the dusting.
And
You push a thing,
it just sucks everything out
it
of the
sucks
air,
everything
right?
out of
Sucks
the
it all
air,
out,
yeah.
yes.
yes. And that'll be good. I mean, Bill Gates is working on that.
Oh my goodness.
Really good. Anyway, I love you, and I'm thrilled that you have a profession now, and you have a museum.
No, you're the keeper. You have a new profession. You are the keeper of the vacuum machine
That's all for you.
museum.
This will
No,
be
no,
the
no, no,
Tasha
no.
Halpert Vacuum Cleaner
No,
Museum.
the Stephen and Tasha Halpert vacuum machine
I think
museum.
you get a better write-off if it's just one
Stephen
name.
and Tasha Grafton Museum of Vacuums and Other Cleaning Implements.
Say it in French.
I can't.
But if you did, it would be wonderful.
Tune in next week, folks.
Yes, we'll be back. Cleaner and happier. And send us bring your stuff to the studio. Bring your old vacuum bag to the studio. And Chris will
Autograph.
sign your name, and we'll start collecting.
We'll start collecting now.
Yeah, we'll start
Okay.
collecting.
And Stephen is going to be setting up some sort of a
This
plan.
is better than recycling, I want to tell you. This is the newest and the latest, and life
Bye
is
for
good.
now, folks.
Be well. I don't know if we're on or off, if we've been censored or what, but
Bye
be
for
well.
now.
Bye. It's been wonderful. It's certainly a thrill. We'd like to take you all home with us. We'd like to take you home with us.